My name is Jim Bach. I'm a senior staff writer with the Diamondback covering state and national politics. I've been following the government shutdown, which after 16 days has finally ended. Furloughed workers are finally returning back to work. I think it's important for a student newspaper to follow issues like this, even though there wasn't necessarily a heavy impact on higher education. Probably the most direct way we saw this hit people within the University of Maryland community is the fact that we have a lot of people within our School of Public Policy, within our Government and Politics school, who are looking to work for the federal government in some way or another. And at this point, it looks like it might not be the most promising job prospect. There might be people who are looking at the government shutdown and seeing it as a sort of shaky job to choose. I spoke with a graduate student who, in just a month of working at the NIH, was a furloughed worker. It took them 1 month to understand that working in a government agency within the context of a Congress that has trouble coming to a compromise can be kind of a risky job to take, because you're not going to know if from day to day you're going to be working there, it looks like. So that's sort of the angle we took. The Diamondback wanted to look at how this could affect students and how students within the University of Maryland community were going to see this impact. Luckily, higher education, a lot of the funding that came through for research, a lot of the funding for grants was already set, and there wasn't any real consequence until the government shutdown, if it was to be prolonged. It's important to know that while the government has reopened, the issue of Congress being unable to come to a compromise on a lot of issues is not over, and it's definitely going to still be an issue that happens, that we might look like we're going from one crisis to another, or one kind of 11th hour agreement after another. And that once again is going to affect students. As we are jumping from one budget deadline to the next time we run up against a debt ceiling deadline, you can be sure that Diamondback is going to be covering that as well and trying to see how that's going to impact students, federal aid, federal research, grants, anything along those lines. So look ahead to 2 months, and the next 2 months, going into next year, the Diamondback is definitely going to be up to date on these issues.